question goes to Dan Savage, OrlandoMagic.com.
Cliff, after reviewing the tape from Game 2, what are the biggest adjustments you'd like to see your team make heading into Game 3?
Well, the rebounding game was obviously a big problem. And then, as a coach, I have to try to help them more with offense. Their defense was great. There's a reason why they're the best defensive team in our league. And, it takes a lot of things to be able to get the ball going into the paint, to consistently create good shots against them. And, we had stretches in the second and third quarter, especially, where we were able to do that. But it's difficult. And, there's some things that we'll try to do that we did today. But, look, again, you have to know who you're playing against. And they're a great, great defensive team. And we've got to try to do better.
Roy Perry.
Hey, Cliff. You guys, you talk about getting good shots against them. I mean, shots in the paint in Game 1, you were 19 of 29, and last night you were 12 of 19. I mean, obviously numbers don't give us all the factors surrounding the shots, but what do you sort of attribute that difference in percentage to, and how do you guys maybe continue to attack them in the paint?
Yeah, I mean, the only thing, the one difference though, Roy, I would say, is that we attempted a lot more free throws last night. So, I mean, that's one of the tough stats for me, is when you start talking about percentage in the paint, and then also points in the paint, is they don't take into consideration the times that you got fouled. So we did a good job getting to the free throw line last night, which they don't. I think for the year they're like 7th. They don't foul a lot. And to be honest with you, we're not gonna win the paint game. I mean, they are committed to the rim, to the paint. They're one of the best teams my 20 years I've ever seen. They're super disciplined. They play with great effort. They play with great technique. And, the ball's got to get to the paint. Otherwise, you can't draw fouls, and there won't be any kick-out threes. But nobody scores much in the paint against them, and it's going to be hard to do.
Ryan Welch.
Coach, Vooch has obviously been outstanding the first 2 games, but if his numbers were to come back a little bit, how do you feel about your secondary scoring options?
Yeah, I think that's where I've got to help more, Ryan, to be honest. I mean, that's what, we spent this morning as a staff going over some things. Some of it could be play calls. The other part is just, the kind of, for us, we use the term flow, like when score on your play is like playing the game. And so those are the 2 things. And again, it was a lot of the stuff that we watched on film and that we walked through here today, that 2 or 3 things that we hope can help us some tomorrow.
David Steele.
Coach, they really got physical on your point guards last night, picking them up very early, very physical. What's the counter to that from Markel and DJ?
Yeah, I think obviously, we can set screens to loosen it up, but I think running more things, ball movement type things, where there's not as much pressure for them to get the ball as deep up the floor before we get into our set. So we have things, we did it more in the third quarter that helped us, where the ball gets in and out of their hands, and it comes back to them where they have room to play. And I think that will help some also.
Josh Cohen.
Hey, Cliff, do you like the pace that your team is playing with? And also, how much of a benefit has it been to slow them down in transition so far?
I think our pace, it's a hard one, Josh, to me, because to be honest with you, my dad was a terrific high school coach, and he always used to say, and the game was different back then, that everything starts with tempo. You have to know how fast or how slow your team needs to be able to play well. Our league is different because of the 24-second shot clock, and our team plays much better with better pace. That's why we've gotten better offensively as the years gone on. The problem is playing them is I told the guys this today. We need to keep pushing the ball and stuff, but I think that's one of their greatest strengths is they're first in pace in the NBA. They're third in fast break points. And when the game got going up and down it was one of the problems in the first quarter last night is when you're taking those early shots, you better make them because they make you pay. And I don't want to take away offensive aggressiveness of our guys, but we do have to be careful about just running with them because they're so good at it.
Eric Wilson. Eric Wilson? Okay, well, hold on one second. Let's try it again. Eric Wilson.
Hey, Coach. Just wanted to ask you specifically, was there something within the second half that you saw that was working for the team that you're going to carry over into your matchup coming on Saturday?
Well, in the third and the fourth quarters, obviously there were some things with Vooch, both inside and outside, that we were able to score with, and it got us, I don't know, close, but it got us within striking distance, and those are things that we'll definitely go back to.
Back to Roy Perry.
Steve, obviously you watch Vooch play a lot, but what has he done particularly well, that's really stood out for him offensively in this series so far, and how satisfying is it to see him have have some success early, considering how he struggled last year?
Yeah, he's really, Roy, to be honest with you, he's been inside and outside. I mean, he's done it all. He creates so much offense for our team, and he puts so much pressure on the defense because of the nature of how he plays. And again, when you have centers who can both shoot threes, drive the ball, and pass the ball into the paint, it opens up the lane for everybody else to cut into. So we had a couple baskets last night. Markelle had one. Terrence Ross had one. And those are a byproduct of the fact that, when he steps outside the three, they have to go with him.
Dan Savage.
Cliff, again, have no idea how much you guys were able to do today, but, how are AG and MCW progressing and what were they able to do?
Yeah, they're, I think they're both doing better. They're in there. As soon as I get done here, I'm going to go in and watch them. Aaron is closer than Mike is. So, he's doing contact today and doing a lot of conditioning and stuff. And, it'll be the same thing. He'll work out today. They'll see how he looks, how he feels. And then, a big part is when he gets up tomorrow. And if he does, then, hopefully he can play some.
Jamie Say.
Steve, I know you talked about this before game one and after game one, but how much stock do you put into your team's maturity, having gone through, this before last year with the Raptors, that this team will be able to fight back against whatever momentum the Bucks got last night?
Oh, I thought we had a good attitude today. I mean, feel like guys are locked in, and our defense has been really good. We haven't rebounded the ball the way we need to, and we have to be able to. We're going to have to be able to play better on offense. So those are the things we talked about today. But I think the guys are in a good place.
Ryan Welch.
Yeah, Cliff, you guys have done a great job on Middleton so far through 2 games, but a guy like Pat Connaughton came in yesterday and gave them a lot. Does that just reflect the depth that you're going up against with this team?
Yeah, and I think also, they're so well coached. Connaughton found open spots and he knocked them in, and they have to be a really good offensive team. For most groups, you have to have a balance of offense, and that's what they have. They have 5-man movement. They post, they pick and roll, they catch and shoot, they ISO. So I mean, they have a lot of things that you have to be able to take care of defensively, and they space well and are really disciplined with all of them. So it puts a lot of pressure on your defense. And again, he came in last night and he shot the ball well.
We have time for one or two more. Back to Dan Savage.
Cliff, I know predominantly against Giannis, you're using the wall, and Giannis himself has said that that's one of the tougher things for him to go against. But if you have a defender with the capabilities of AG or somebody like Jonathan Isaac on the floor, does it allow you to show some different looks and play more one-on-one at times? Does it give your defense a little bit more flexibility?
Well, I think that you wouldn't probably have to help as much, but nobody's going to guard him one-on-one. He's, I mean, look, we've held him pretty much at his average. So, like last night, what do you have, 28, 20, and whatever, and I thought we did a good job. The greater players in this league, nobody can guard him one-on-one. Aaron is about as good as anybody at containing them, but you're going to have to help.
Anything else for Coach? All right, thanks, Cliff.
All right, thank you.